Good morning, everybody. Wow. I need some water that I don't have. But here we go. Here's some Friday fantastic facts to get you fabulous and feeling fantastic. All right. So I want to talk to you about the concept of regulating your nervous system, your body, to where when you're living your life, you're no longer reacting to situation and circumstances, that you are being aware of what is going on at the moment, and whether you are fearful, developing anxiety, in a state to where you're borderline flight and the flight or fight response. And in order to regulate your system, I was just in line at the DMV, and I was thinking to myself, there's many people here with their thoughts that are scattered, but probably along the lines of, I don't want to be here. And I thought about the question of, well, what is it that a genuine happy person right now could regulate him or herself in this moment to be in a state of gratitude, joy. You could throw love in there. And connectedness is a big one, because you've got the people around you. So when I break it all down, thinking into a single thought is, when you're in there, that's a circumstance that you really don't like, especially being at the DMV. So if you're able to auto-regulate your thoughts and reset your system, right? Because the brain is a configuration of previous conditionings that you respond to. So if you're in line and you realize, man, F this, I don't want to be here. What you can do is then shift and regulate, hey, why am I having this thought? What is it that I don't like about being here? And then start shifting into 3 questions. What am I happy about right now? If I'm not happy about anything, what could I be happy about? What am I grateful for? And who loves me? That 3rd question. And when you start to think about that, those 3 questions will lead to a rabbit hole of positive thoughts that follow in sequence to those that you have conditioned your mind of following these neurological pathways that are related to specific thoughts. And those thoughts are words which are, I want to go big with this word, which emotions are derivatives from those words. Because if I say love and joy, there's a sense of emotion that it comes attached to it as the same thing of fear and horror, right? They have emotions that are attached to them. So when you string together these thoughts, let's go back to you being in line. String together these thoughts of these 3 questions that you can now auto-regulate your mindset with, of what am I happy about, or what could I be happy about? And for me right now, it's, I'm on my way to go train 2 clients that have been a blessing in my life to help me financially and get to where I need to be. And they've been faithful clients. What am I grateful for? That's another big thing, but I'm grateful for the car that I'm able to drive right now, and living in South Florida where the sun is shining. It's 89 degrees. I got to wake up and go to a gym that I have the key to, that you guys, on Instagram get to see every day. I'm grateful for my health and my optimal well-being, allowing all of my cells to function at a high capacity to do what they are intended to do, to regulate my internal ecosystem, my microbiome, I'm grateful for all of that. And the third question, who loves me? Dude, I know my family loves me, my mom and my brother. I got my good friend Nick. I know he cares about me. Paul, he cares about me. Coach K, Warren, Connor. Man, there's so many people that love me. You know, and so now when you think about this, guys, what this just did was lead my thoughts into a pattern that lasted over a minute of incredible thoughts that generate a spark of positivity. And when you look at the statistics, that you have 200 to 300 thoughts per minute, which can equivalent to 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day. And when you start to string together, you know, those series of negative thoughts, that's polluting the neutrality of the 50 to 70,000 thoughts. So thoughts are neutral. We attach either positive or negative emotions to them. So why not continue to add pollution of positivity to your mindset by asking those 3 questions that if you think for a minute you have 200 to 300 thoughts, you just possibly spoke 200 to 300 words to yourself of positivity. And now that is 200 to 300 thoughts that act as a small percentage into the overall thought process of your day. And when you think about this, guys, change does not happen overnight. It happens with an accumulation of momentum, either in positive or negative. And when you start to understand that you can auto-regulate your thought process, you can auto-regulate your internal environment, you can auto-regulate homeostasis in your body by taking control of your consciousness, by slowing down your breathing, understanding that there is a connection between your mind and your heart. That when you rise above 110 beats per minute, your body starts to go more into the sympathetic nervous system. So your heart rate's going to increase, blood pressure is going to increase, and all that does is add to a different mental state. And if you're not well conditioned to perform in the state above 110 beats per minute, then you're going to go into that flight response and lead you down a trail of thoughts that aren't conducive and conductive to you being the most optimal person that you could potentially be right now. And it's up to you to do that, because there's no one going to tell you day in and day out that you have the choice to live the life that you want to live. You get to make that choice every single day. And I promise you, no matter what part of the world you are in, if you string together enough thoughts and you have a vision and you can meditate on that vision and you can start to create this picture inside of your head and live it in your head, that you will develop the right connection with somebody that will lead you in the direction to get you to where you want to be, so that you can help others be better. Because if you aren't your happiest and you show up in the space of somebody that is unhappy, I believe misery keeps its own company. But if you're a negative person and in a negative mind state, and you think about that right now, we are all humans walking on this globe. And if you're watching this, you know, share it with somebody. But guys, listen, if you're watching this, you are a regular human being, just like Michael Jordan, just like Derek Jeter, just like freaking Anthony Robbins, Bill Gates. There's so many wonderful people on this earth that have worked to get to the position that they have been in and that they are in. And you get to do that too. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take you stringing together these little wins on a daily basis throughout your day. You got to start winning more and more and more so that you believe that you are a winner, that you are capable, and that you have the winning gene inside of you. We all get to win, and we all get to live our best lives because you matter. And I get that I matter. This is a great world that we live in. And we can use this platform of social media and technology to bridge the gap of cultural differences, race differences, language barriers, and we're able to succeed and grow together to create the ultimate planet that allows for prosperity of all creatures, all living organisms. Because when you break down the molecular structure of us on an atomic level, on a quantum level at this point now, and you realize that we are all vibrations living in a state of previous conditioning, of earlier experiences, I believe that we can start to facilitate a mindset through meditation that if we all meditate and visualize the life that we want to live and string those thoughts together, because if you think about this, let's just say that there's 100 thoughts per minute going on the low end, and we meditate for 15 minutes a day. That's 1,500 thoughts of meditation or minutes. And when you string together all those times, eventually that vision, if you do the same vision over and over again, will yield these new neurological pathways where the DNA inside the cell will take a copy through transcription and use that copy, send it outside of the cell, outside of the nucleus, to the endoplasmic reticulum, where it will get translated by ribosomes and then sent down microtubules to the Golgi apparatus, where it will receive post-translation modification and then get butted off the transface of the trans network of the Golgi apparatus and sent down to the end part of the cell, the terminal end of the cell, the terminal end of the axon, where it will then go through the snare complex, where the vessel that these neurotransmitters that I'm just talking about that just came out of the nucleus has two proteins on it, one of them being synaptotagmin that will bind to 2 calcium ions, and then a synaptobrevin that will bind to 2 SNAP22s, and a syntaxid, which will allow it to then bind to the cell membrane so then it can go into the synapse and bind to the dendrite of other neurons. Do you understand how important that fucking process is? Because that is the foundation and the network that allows our brains to function in such a capacity that it allows champions to be champions and losers to stay losers. Because it's that pathway that keeps firing out. And if you want to be a winner, you got to start winning. You got to start winning on a daily basis so your brain starts to believe that you're capable, that you are able to win, and that you can see success for yourself and do whatever you want to do on this planet. So understand that process, that guys, when you do things in excellence, your brain develops these neurological connections through that snare complex, that end of when the cell those neurotransmitters and all those proteins and all those vessels go to the end of the axon terminal, and they're right there, and they're binding to actin, and they're spontaneously moving down to the membrane, and then that vessel has those proteins that will then bind together, one with 2 calciums, the other with a 2 SNAP-25s, and then with a syntaxin, and it will allow it to then bind to the membrane, so then it can get released into the synapse, and through that synapse it will bind, if it's strong, with other dendrites, and you develop more dendrites by strengthening what you are doing, the skill you are working on. And when you understand that process, now you get why it is so important to do things in excellence. Go the extra mile. I promise you guys, those little keys, when you start to condition your brain to do that, will allow you to reach a whole new level of success that you have never, ever in your life ever realized before. And I promise you, one more thing. The best way for you to develop yourself is to start working out and to start eating healthy. And if you are watching this and you have no clue whatsoever about nutrition, working out, your life and you dealing with the pain inside of your joints, inside of your bones, inside of your muscles, those aches and pains get to go away. They get to go away. One more time, they get to go away. That you do not have to be living in that pain anymore. If I can't do it myself, I promise you I have a team of people behind me that I trust wholeheartedly that can help you obtain the best biomechanics for your body. And what I want to do on top of that is strengthen your muscles, strengthen your bones, strengthen your ligaments, correct your posture, generate a mindset of gratitude, joy, love, and abundance. Help you achieve this internal regulation of thought process to give you the tools so you know how to succeed when it looks like you're about to fail. I want to help you, and I haven't been doing my best because I don't know how to help you guys. And I really want to. I really want to help you guys when it comes to fitness, when it comes to getting better as an athlete, when it comes to you surfing better, you being a better snowboarder, you wanting to run a cross-country race, you wanting to be a 75-year-old grandma that gets to play with her children and not be cooped up or stuck in a bed or agging in pain because you can't squat down or reach up. That gets to be fixed, guys. There gets to be another level of growth for you that you have never seen before, and it is out there for you to reach if you're willing to take the step and reach out and get it. Believe that you are capable. Believe that you are able. I believe in you. Start with those 3 questions today. What are you happy about? Or what could you be happy about? What are you grateful for? Or what could you be grateful for? And last but not least, who loves you? Ask yourself the question, who loves me? And if you don't have anybody that comes to mind, the first person that it should always be is yourself. you get to love you. Have a great and blessed, wonderful life.